Hey there, it's Renee. I am up bright and early this morning. A funny thing happened yesterday. I had made a video to continue on with the masculine themed book that I have been working on. And I got ready to upload the video. I took a quick look at it before I was going to upload it to YouTube. And I noticed on this side of the camera, the way I had it filmed, all you could see was my cleavage through the whole thing. So I am redoing this, and I am going to, in this video today, I'm going to give a flip through of what I've already been doing, show you some things that I am adding to the book and how to make them. These are some little pockets and things that will be incorporated into the book that I've made. Adding to the book, so there's journaling space in the book and little spots to write and journal or stick pictures to. So we're going to walk through a couple of these and learn how to make them. But what I wanted to first show you is something that I learned from, I think it was Nick the Booksmith, about making some of your own washi tape. Maybe you don't know what washi tape is, but it's great. I love it. Washi tape is basically tape that has different patterns on it, different pictures, different what have you. It's really hard, I noticed, to find washi tape that might fit in a journal that is themed for a man. And everything I have here basically has flowers on it, butterflies, or pretty pictures, and that's kind of not what I'm doing with this book. So I want to show you what washi tape is. Your options are limitless. You can spend anywhere from 25 cents a roll to $12 a roll, or maybe even more. But I definitely have some washi tape here. But I'm going to show you how to make some of your own with something you might have at home yourself. You will need a roll of medical tape. You can either use the fabric kind or the vinyl feeling plasticky one, and wax paper, some kind of ink to, I keep my ink in plastic bags just because I'm afraid it's going to dry out if I don't. Archival ink is ink that is permanent, and that's what I'm going to use. You can also use this kind of ink for painting and aging pages, but for this I'm going to use archival ink. So and stamps. You're going to need some kind of stamps, or you can actually draw a marker on the paper. It doesn't matter, but for today I'm going to use these stamps that I have to make my own that's not so flowery. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do is take the wax paper, tear yourself off a little piece. This is so really easy. You can make, this is fun to do with kids, grandkids. All you're going to want to do is take a piece of the tape, the medical tape, place it down on the wax paper. The reason you do this is you want to be able to pull it back up. You could place it back on the roll if you wanted it, but this just kind of makes more sense. I've seen people put it on another roll, but I'm going to use it like this because I don't want to continuously tear it off and make it less sticky. So all I do then is I just go and I stamp, I will stamp my fabric medical tape with different images that I want to put on my book. So I'm doing this one in black and white. You can do any colors. You can color on it with markers. Whatever you think you want to do. I don't think I'd use crayons because it might come off, but okay, so now I have myself a piece of washi tape. And you wonder, now how would I use this in the book? Let me move that out of the way. All I use this for is to put, okay, this is a card I made to put in the book so there is a place to journal or put pictures. So what I will do is I will take the book, find a page in here. I'm actually going to do a section on automotive. Let's go here. So this will fit into the book. And then I'm going to use this piece of tape to put across this so this can be flipped up. So let me cut a piece of the tape off about the length I'm going to need. This is kind of wide, so I'm going to make some space here. And I'm just going to take this tape off. This is an alternative to glue, basically. Or you could glue the back of the card, which I've done on some of my cards in the book. I'm going to put it down, kind of center it there, and place it over the top of this. So now I've got a little flip-up page in the book where someone can journal, flip up here, and journal even more. So that's what washi tape is for. I've shown you how to make your own. I just thought I'd share that because a lot of times we can recycle what we have, and that's one thing you can do. Thank you to Nick the Booksmith for showing me that. And now I'm going to show you how to create little pockets for your junk journal. These are some that I've created so far. I've got a little section for military, old history, and then I've got some Field and Stream playing cards that I found at a garage sale. And I'm going to show you how to make little pockets. You can either put a picture on here or they can journal in here. There's a bunch of things. I mean, art journals, junk journals, whatever you want to do with them, that's great. It's just whatever. So what you will need for these is I use file folders. I will find file folders at garage sales, or you can buy them at the store. And that is what I use for my harder cardstock type backing to put in this book. You can use colored cardstock, whatever you want to use. But in some of the places you can get some of these images for your journal. In this case, I'm using, trying to find things that are guy images. Sorry, my alarm went off. Crazy stuff when you're filming. I'll just look around at basically garage sales and find books that have images. I'll just flip through the book and see if I can find anything I want to use. This one had a whole bunch of, here's old newspaper images, old photos. There's some train photos in here, a lot of old history in this book. A lot of images that I can use in journals. So here are the train images, really cool images. I can't copy them, but I could tear them out of the book and use them. So that's one place I find my stuff at. The other is magazines. You can find these anywhere and everywhere. Libraries will give away, like these I got at the library free. This one I picked up for $1 somewhere. But this is where I get some of the images from to create this stuff. Or if you are an awesome drawer, which I am not, I can't draw at all. I can paint some things, but I can't draw to save my life. So let's get started on making. Let's start with this one. So the steps on this are basically is I am taking a note card of some sort, and I'm going to use my playing card. That's my Field and Stream theme. I've got some scrap papers that I'm using that I've already torn out, so you didn't have to go watch all this on camera. So the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this playing card, and I am going to sew this just like this one, and just put it on the back of the card so there's a place to journal. You could go like that, but there's really no place to write. You could still just glue a picture on here. But I think it adds to the whole layer of interest and design. There are no rules. You can do whatever you want, but I just think it adds to this. So here's the pocket I'm going to make. I'm going to leave that over there. And the first thing I will do is I will stamp the images I want to use on the note card, and I will use my archival ink. I'll just kind of place images anywhere because I'm going to be using the top of this. These are some stamps I have from, I think this set of stamps is from a company called Finnabair, if I'm saying it correctly. I don't know if I am. Alright, I'm not too concerned about covering the whole page because I'm going to be covering this with a piece of, I got this pack of receipt paper. It's from 1933. It's sales receipts. I'm going to fold this up and make this little pocket here. We'll set that aside for now. And I basically do the inking and printing and everything I'm going to do with the papers first, and then I will do the stamping, the colorizing. I don't have to do anything with this paper as far as colorizing. It's pretty much already aged, so I'm not going to do anything with that. So I use the archival ink for this kind of a stamp, and then I use this. It's called Distress Oxide. They also have Distress ink. They have different ways they turn out, but this one's called Vintage Photo. It's by Ranger, and basically all I use this for, good morning Tigger, I use this to age the edges of my paper. You can get these little brushes online. They help with this. You can use makeup sponges. Okay, kitty's gotta go. Nobody wants to look at a kitty's butt. You can use makeup sponges to do the edges of this, but basically it gives the edge of the file folder cardstock kind of an aged look. So I'm going to just do this around the edges. To give it that vintagey looking aged paper look. And then I'm going to measure out where my pocket is going to be. So I'm going to take part of that off. I want to make sure my card's going to fit in there with paper on it. Nothing has to be perfect. This isn't about being neat, straight, whatever. So I'm going to sew this down, and then I'm going to sew this piece of paper on the back of this, and that will slide into the pocket. First, I'm going to add a little bit more to this to give it that, give it an older look, using some ink. This is all still part of the same pack of papers. And then I'm going to glue this piece on here, this piece here, and then I will have my dog photo there. But first you're going to want to glue the pieces on before you sew, and highly recommend, you don't have to sew either. You can just glue this corner. I like to have a little bit of texture in what I'm doing. I put this down, a book down below, because I don't want to get glue all over my mat. Things I've kind of picked up along the way because I've had a nice place to lay things and work on them, and because this isn't really that washable, I will get it all sticky. So I'm just going to make sure that I have that protected. You can use this, take a magazine, a phone book, you can use it for a lot of things, like when you're using your awl to poke holes in paper. That way you're not poking a hole in your tabletop or your craft mat. Okay, so I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to sew it on here. And then I'm going to take this card and I'm going to sew it on here. I will be right back. Okay, I got the sewing done. So what I did was I sewed around the edges here, and I put the little piece of paper on the back of the playing card. And now we have a little pocket for making, to put a little journaling spot in, and that will get incorporated into the book as well. So there's two, and I went ahead and started doing the sewing for the pocket on this one. I basically just folded over that receipt from 1933. I'm using that as a pocket. I will take the edges of this. Let's get this out of the way now. I do kind of need it. So here's a little, again, another little journaling spot for notes, whatever. And then I've got the other image here of, we've got Ulysses S. Grant, we've got Robert E. Lee. So I'm going to do this in a similar way. I'm just going to put it over here and make basically the same type of pocket. I have a stamp that I can put on this as well, if I can find it here. I have a little, I have this set of stamps. These are Tim Holtz stamps. They're kind of in the realm of masculine, so I just thought I would use these as my little journal cards, little tuck spot for this little note card here. Upside down or not, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And so I'm just going to take a little bit of glue from my glue stick. First I'm going to mark this up a little bit, make it look a little more aged on the edges around the note card like I did on this one. You can do it once you get the this glued into your book, but it makes a little bit of a mess. If you like the cleaner edge, you can put glued in there, then do this, and it'll just make the section around it a little bit antiqued as well. Alright, take my glue again and glue this this down. You could sew all this down, but I just wanted to sew this one part down. You can mix and match what you do. There's no reason to do it one way, do it your way. That's all I say. Whatever makes you happy, do it that way. Oh, now see, I guess I kind of did already. I inked those edges. You can place this over so it sticks out a little bit, or however you want to do that. So now I have another little pocket and a tuck spot. And when I put these into the book, I'm going to glue here and here. So you've got this as a pocket, and then you've got this as a pocket to put whatever you want in it. So here are two more that we have. And then last, I'm going to show you a flip up card. And I need to go get another piece of manila folder because I didn't bring one. Basically same thing. You're just going to tear out some things that you want to put down on the card, distress it, make it look antiqued, make it look more vintagey, and then this goes in the book as well. This one's pretty simple. I'm going to put it with these other two. So let's just do that because I don't need to walk you through that. You can do your own collage, but I just wanted to kind of show you what we're doing here. Okay, so here are the ones that I have made. And then the other one I just went ahead and glued down in here to hold. I had camera trouble, so this will go in the book here, and then this one I'm going to put after that page on this side. And I'm just going to glue the edges of this. So I have two pockets here. So I'm going to be really careful with the glue here because I want to create a pocket. I don't want to make it so things stick when they get put in there. Try to line that up. Okay, so we have this little pocket here, and then we have this little pocket here if they want to put something else in there. So that's how you do a pocket in a book. I'm going to close this so it can dry. Same thing I'm going to do with this one. I'm just putting them in the war section of the book. This one I will do later. I don't need to do that on camera. And then I will do a section similar with the hunting pictures and pockets. And once I have all that glued down, I'll come back and show you how the book looks at this point. Give me about 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, it'll seem like 2 seconds to you, but I want to get these glued in and we'll go from there because the book will actually be pretty close to done, and I'll do a flip through. Thank you.